Um, I decided to record my response for my journal number 4. That's right over there. Sorry, my camera slipped. Because I'm tired and I don't want to write. So, the movement piece you did, um, I noticed like right away, like before you pointed out how slow, like you were still moving. But it was really slow. Like obviously that's the whole point. It was a slow movement piece. But other than that, I didn't really notice anything. Am I super unoriginal if I say that I didn't really get it? Like at first I didn't really understand what was going on. I thought you had put just some random country song to play in the background while you were moving like super slow and lifting your head. And then you were gonna say something like, look at you guys trying to make a more complex thing. And then no, it turns out it was completely wrong because somebody was like, oh, this song talks about moving on. And I was like, oh yeah, the song did point out something about moving on. And then they were like, it has to do with grieving. And I was like, oh, maybe it did have something to do with that. Like letting go about something. Um, Honestly, I felt scared. Um, there was like so much anticipation building up. I thought like something was big was gonna happen. As I was watching, you kind of just, like there, sit there. I literally thought you were gonna like jump at us. I thought you were gonna attack us. So, I felt scared. I felt on the edge of my seat. I also did feel dumb because I realized that your piece had more behind it, but I didn't really see it. I kind of just took it at face value for the majority of it. With the 1 minute sit, um, I'm guessing it has to. It kind of it made us understand that with no doesn't have to be big and extravagant things going on for us to be like, well, something, this is interesting. And because we had, basically dogged it, like we were bashing on it, being like, it's so boring, like I'm gonna fall asleep, like that type of stuff. After doing the movement, I think we've came to kind of more understand and appreciate that it's not just a little like, oh, they're just moving for the fun of it, or to be different, because they're not like the other kids in school. I understood. I was like, okay, maybe it is a bit harder. I imagine the guy was like pretty low, actually, that I'm thinking about it. He was pretty low. He's like squatting. Um, yeah, no, like everyone behind me, everyone in the area I was in, they were like, I'm gonna fart, I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna like face plant. So you had said, even if you don't understand a certain theater or I think art, we can learn to appreciate it. I believe that was it. I think it's like just learn to appreciate it and like have respect for it. But you can only respect it once you've understood, like you've kind of been there. So that's why we did the exercise, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe it is pretty much pretty hard to be low to the ground, be doing those mantis moves. Um, and I guess that also answers the question, like, what did you learn from the experience? It's like it's harder than it looks, and even though it's not really like, I feel like like I said, there was probably more to that story from the no performance. Um, I was assuming there was probably some type of like tension going on, especially with the movement, the way his hands were like. Maybe I'm wrong because I haven't watched the video like in a little bit since last week, but like the way he kind of pretended like he was holding a dagger, or maybe he was holding something. I think he was a fan. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, yeah, and he was kind of moving like precisely. So I was like, maybe he's like looking for somebody in the bamboo in the bag, trying to be like, oh, he's in the forest searching for someone, or he's gonna be attacked. And the music as well kind of felt tense. So that's what I learned. Don't mind me, I'm gonna rewatch the Eastern Theater because I kind of forgot, aside from the religious symbols that popped up and the lots of people being there. I saw lots of people on stage, but only well, not really on stage, but around it, and then like two people on the main stage. Eastern Theater. Am I dumb if I assume that it's the English mystery plays? Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say, they had a lot of people. I just resaw it again. They had a lot of people, on the stage. Some were trees, but without the actual costume of a tree, just paper. And I mean, for that time, then I could see how people would be very immersed, not really notice this random child holding up a sign. Uh, it does, look like a current theaters, how they have props and setups, and background characters, a stage. They have mainly two characters. I feel like I would have liked to see a performance like that. Like I said, it really does. Modern theaters, like there's a resemblance between the two. Like that's what stood out to me. Is just there was a lot of people on that stage. As because as of now, like most theaters seem to have very few people, unless you need a lot of background actors and stuff. Okay, the what are you doing game. I did not play. I remember you said something along the lines, "Oh, we're gonna play on Thursday," and I was like, "No!" And I was scared, but I had a lot of things. I was like plotting in my brain, like what am I gonna say? I thought it was a really fun, cool, like warm up because yeah, you need strategy if you want to win the game. But I thought it was really funny because some people would stay up there for really long and then they would say like wild, random stuff and you lost. I thought that was kind of funny. The grandma bit when the lights went out, I was like, if this is not staged, this is pretty funny. Yeah, it was a really like interesting game. I I would have wanted to go up, but I'm like, I was too scared to go up there and make a fool of myself by insta losing. Honestly, I was just scared that somebody was gonna be like, "Oh, I'm doing push-ups," and then I'm just standing there on the stage like, "Okay, well, I've just lost because I don't know how to do a push-up." I think the game can help. Or I guess me. This is a direct question. Um, because it really tests like how we can come up with things on the spot. I don't know if this has to do with it, like, or if this is like a weird correlation, but when you brought up the Skittles, you were like, oh, or when there's a clown actor and somebody's phone started ringing and they just added it to the thing, like casually added it and then went back into the acting. I think like we were talking about also like shows and series, how sometimes people will forget their lines, but they'll just make something up on the spot. That's why subtitles are different. Like I think that would be helpful in those situations. And then that's all. Sorry that this video is so freaking long. I'm pretty sure everyone else had like 3 minutes or something. Um, yep. Also, I had a soundboard randomly. It's this. So if that appeared in the my recording, it's because I didn't know what else to say. So yeah. So I don't have what is it called, IBS or whatever the thing is. I don't have uncontrollable gas. It's just that.